On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what Guan. A blessed and wonderful Friday evening to each and every person out there tuning in to On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch it now, my peeps. We're going to kick off this evening's set of stories with some updates. Now, the first update is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Catherine North Police Division, where the police have named 3 men as persons of interest in relation to the fatal knockings and clappings of this man presently on your screen, identified as Michael Miller. Now, head of the St. Catherine North Police Division, that's Senior Superintendent of Police, Hopton Nicholson, says that the victim was ambushed by these 3 men. SSP Nicholson says that the 3 persons of interest are from the 2B Oxford Road area in the old capital, but is more popularly known as Top Banks in the area. Yeah, man. So listen to what the SSP has to say. Listen.
The St. Catherine North CIB immediately commenced investigations, and as at 5 p.m. today, Thursday, March 6, 2025, the detectives have identified the following persons of interest. A man known as Danga Reds of 2B Oxford Road, more popularly known as Top Banks. A man known as Debo of Top Banks. And another man who has been referred to as Talis, who is said to be from a Clarendon address, but has recently been residing in the Top Banks area. Now, Talis is described as slim and his front teeth protrude. It is what we call buck teeth. These men are asked to report immediately to the Spanish Town CIB.
Now, On The Spot News Media get to understand, say, the last criminal element that was named by the superintendent, him the police them slap way last night, Bilias. But he was unidentified at the time when I made that particular post. So Talis is no longer among the land of the living. As a matter of fact, we get a name for Talis. Now, Talis has since been officially identified as Orion Smith, and he is known as Andre in the streets. But we get to understand him come from out of New Langsville part, so in the parish of Clarendon. Yeah, man. So he was an importee that was brought into Spanish Town by Danga Reds to carry out some fatal knockings and clappings on behalf of them. So right there and then, another decent spot of work again by the squad of them. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is that dancehall superstar Movado, his son Dante Brooks, get freed. Yeah, man, the appeal court free him up in the day. Yeah. So he was freed this morning after the Jamaica's Court of Appeal overturned his 2021 conviction for the 2018 fatality of a man identified as Lorenzo Thomas. Now, Movado's son Dante co-accused Andre Hines, who was also serving a life sentence, has also similarly been freed. So the appeal was led by attorney Hugh Wildman, who replaced Brooks' previous legal team and argued that significant errors were detected during the original trial that warranted a fresh review of the evidence. So Oswest Sina Smith, representing Hines, also urged the court to reconsider the convictions and sentencings, highlighting potential miscarriages of justice. So in 2021, high-profile attorney, that is Peter Champagne, who represented Dante at the time, said that whilst he respected the court's decision, he believes it warranted a review. So Dante Brooks and Andre Hines had been sentenced to life in prison, with Dante Brooks required to serve 22 years before being eligible for parole. He had also received additional sentences of 15 years for the arson and 20 years for illegal possession of firearm, whilst Hines was ordered to serve 17 years before parole eligibility and also 15 years sentence for arson and illegal possession of firearm. The sentences were to run concurrently. Now, for those who may have forgotten, the convictions stemmed from a brutal home invasion in Cassava Peace, St. Andrew, on June 5, 2018. According to the prosecution's case, Brooks and Hines were among 5 men who entered the Thomas family home and can up Lorenzo Thomas, attempted to sever his head and then set his lifeless body ablaze and also his home. Now, the case was basically surrounding the testimony of Thomas's father, who was reportedly forced into another room during the attack and identified the perpetrators as individuals he knew from the community. So right now, youth, I definitely speak to MvRDA son and his co-accused right now, Dante Brooks and Andre Hines. Now the two of you get a second chance at life. And not because you were set free by the system because of discrepancies in the case. That no means you were innocent of the crime that you were accused of. But the Almighty Creator see it fit to give you a second chance. I hope that you use this second chance wisely and not find yourself back pan the gully. Your father, they are Farin, him not really to come a yard since a mighty long time for reasons that me no wish to talk about right now. Him left a big house up the youth. Go and go stay up there and try to figure out what you want to do with your life and become a contributing factor to society. Left out the corner boy lifestyle. You have been in the system, so you have seen and also felt the harsh realities of what comes with criminal lifestyle. So I hope you learn from your mistake and also help to steer others who look up to you as MvRDA's son for leadership. Youth, a word to the wise. Yeah, man. So still in the St. Andrew North Police Division, a 25-year-old man on Thursday was charged for allegedly knocking it and clapping it upon the police when they tried to apprehend him in relation to a case. Now the man in question has since been identified as Kemal Kelly. He's of a Manningsville district address in St. Andrew. Now he was charged with assault at common law and using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense. The police says that the knockings and clappings incident happened in his community on Thursday, February 27th. Now reports from the Lawrence Tavern police would suggest that sometime around 11:55 a.m. a team was in the community when Kelly, a suspect in a case, was seen traveling in a taxi. The police signaled the driver to stop and instructed the occupants to exit the vehicle, and they complied. So according to the police, upon exiting that vehicle, Kelly pulled a revolver from his waistband, pointed it at the police, and the police states that the cop took evasive action and opened gunfire in his direction before he managed to run away. The police stated that an operation was conducted on Wednesday, March 5, during which Kelly was arrested at a house in Lawrence Tavern. He was taken into custody and subsequently charged on Thursday, March 6, after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Now his court date is being finalized by the St. Andrew North Police detectives. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Andrew South Police Division, the community of Patrick City was rocked with a double fatal knockings and clappings and the serious injuring of another on Thursday night. Now the deceased has since been identified as 29-year-old Raheem Nelson. He is said to be a taxi operator from Beaconsfield in Patrick City, and also 34-year-old Kerith Donaldson, otherwise known as Ship, a business operator from a Kingston 20 address. So reports indicate that the men were sitting along the roadway at the intersection of Conway Drive and Aberville Avenue when a lone gunman approached and opened gunfire, hitting both men all over the upper body and head. It is said that they were rushed to the hospital where Nelson and Donaldson was pronounced you know what upon arrival. It is said that a third victim was discovered hit and is presently in the hospital undergoing treatment. The matter remains under investigation presently. So On The Spot News Media will most definitely be keeping tabs on this one to see if we can update you as it relates to why that may have taken place in that particular division. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough, the knockings and clappings continues. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the Westmoreland Police Division, where a 60-year-old woman was found lifeless at her home on Thursday. She has since been identified as Doreen Crooks, said to be a farmer of Lennox in Big Woods, Westmoreland. So reports reaching On The Spot News Media would suggest that sometime around 5:50 p.m., Doreen Crooks was found lifeless on a sofa with red substance leaking from her nose and mouth with marks around her neck. An investigation is being undertaken by the Darliston police surrounding the fatality of this 60-year-old female. So On The Spot News Media will most definitely be keeping you updated as it relates to the loss of life of the 60-year-old senior citizen. Boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. But anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.